We must have a Brit or an Aussie or something in the house because Tom Manley says hello, fellow petrol heads. So it must be somewhere where they don't call it gasoline. But yes, Tom, we are here. We appreciate you being here. Lycan first in the chat today. You're real slow when you get treed by a blind guy. But that's exactly what Lycan did, dude. Let go of the button at exactly the right time with Neil in the number 2 spot, of course. Bill in the house, too. Joining McTaggart and Crosby and I for the first PowerShift of 2024.
Oh.
Are you tired yet? We're 4 days in. I'm tired already.
Chad looks like he's ready to go to bed already.
I am. Is it nap time yet?
Sorry, dude.
His eyes are all squinting. Either he's stoned or, never mind.
I'm tired.
One too many gummies today.
So, welcome everybody. Like I said, we're going to talk about whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. So if you're in the chat or you're on Facebook watching, if you guys comment on Facebook or put a response in the chat on YouTube, we will see it on our magic screen here, or I will anyway. And so we'll do it. Lycan already has a question for McT. Says, sorry if I spelled it wrong. You did, but it's all right. We don't care. When did the Dodge Charger stop having a concave rear window? Just got a 74 and 75 Hot Wheels car. Huh.
I've never seen the 75. Question. That I'd like to see. So the quick and dirty is 74 is the last year of the NASCAR body, the one that Richard Petty used. But for 76, and this is a 1-year deal, Dodge made 2 different bodies of the Charger. One is like mine, which is basically a Cadorba with a different grille. The other looks like a 75 Plymouth Fury, and it too is a hard top. It still has the concave window. But really, it's the 74. That's the last year.
Well, there you go. I thought that was going further. I was listening. I was like, class is in session. Chris Summers, the Cape Cod Kid in the house. What's up, brother? It has been a while. So Chris is a OG Bang Shifter live broadcast watcher, and also cookie deliverer, as he would bring cookies to Tulsa when we're doing live broadcasts there. So it was awesome. So Chris, glad to see you in the house, the Cape Cod Kid.
What kind of cookies would he bring?
Chocolate chip usually, and very yummy. Scott Malpass is asking, are we going to any of Wes Buck's races or the Gator Nationals? I am not going to the Gator Nationals. There is a chance that I'll be at one or more of the Florida races this coming month or two, whatever it is, for all the things at Bradenton, but I'm really just not sure yet, and it's just going to depend on budget and timing and all those things, and those I never really know until it's just time basically. So we shall see, but we'll let you know. Rebel Driver in the house, what is up, Scott? Jet Black says Mopar is Meccano. What is that, Australian for Mopar? I don't know. Neil Sabo talking about Rocky Mountain Race Week is going to Tulsa this year. That is correct. We'll be talking more about that in 2 weeks on the show, or on Triple B next week. We'll see, maybe both. But yes, Rocky Mountain Race Week will be close. 2.0, I cannot tell you about the cool things that I've been talking with Matt about on that yet, but there's serious work going into routes, etc., track announcements, all those things, so it's very cool. So those of you that are looking forward to Rocky Mountain Race Week, you are not alone, and there is a lot going on in 2024 with Rocky Mountain Race Week, both Rocky Mountain Race Week and Race Week, aka 1.0 and 2.0. Edward Navarez in the house as well, another one of our great moderators on the Bang Shift YouTube chat. Also want to give a big shout out to my dude RTC. RTC had a bit of a health scare not too long ago on Christmas, and he is doing good. He's back at home and he is feeling better and working on recovery, so that is good to hear. But we are thinking about you, so if you're watching RTC, give us a shout out. Sean Calloway in the house saying hello as well. But Haley's in the house as well. The Rocky Mountain Race Week is going to be awesome. It is going to be in Tulsa, like Neil said. The closing of Bandamere meant that there's less racetracks that way to be able to do Rocky Mountain Race Week. So because of that, this year everything sort of moved east. It's going back. Don't worry. It'll still be that direction, but it's just, for now, gotta spread it out a little bit further, but it'll be fine. Gonna be a good time. I know I talked to a lot of people recently on our Christmas cruise. We did the Christmas, what I like to call the Christmas street race cruise here in Fort Worth. Ryan Wing puts that thing on, and it really is mostly street race cars. Whew, easy for me to say. Street race cars that are cruising Christmas night, and it was good to go. At any other time, like in my life, if I wasn't 50 years old, well, 51 now, then a bunch of guys with hot cars on slicks parked in a Lowe's parking lot after Lowe's was closed would have resulted in the cops coming. But on Christmas night, nobody even cares. They don't even pay attention. We had almost 70 cars in the parking lot and to leave for the cruise, and it was awesome. We had a great time as always, so definitely fun to see, and it was cool to be a part of. So a lot of guys that were on the cruise, though, were talking about going to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 and or 2.0. They are guys that have done like the King of the Open Road and some of the other shorter drag and drive events, but hadn't done a big one yet. And so they were talking about how excited they were to go on Rocky Mountain Race Week, which will be pretty cool. So yeah, lots of stuff going on in 2024. Ask questions in the chat and in the comment section about events. Tell us what cars you want to see, whatever, who you want to have us bring on the show as guests next year. Obviously, we'll rotate through our regulars, meaning Wickman and McTaggart and Crosby, but we've had Scott Liggett, Rebel Driver, on the show before. Look, that's me actually getting paper and a pen ready to make notes.
Wow.
And the world's greatest pens, by the way. There literally is no finer ballpoint pen on planet Earth than ARP ballpoint pens. And they know I love them so much that they give them to me in the box. So it's awesome. But anyway.
It means somebody's looking for it.
Oh, Haley says she wants Amanda Wickham on the show. Oh, Mrs. Wickman. That'd be awesome. I think only if it's her and
the cat
and Chuck at the same time, but they have to be on separate cameras in separate rooms so they can just.
No, my luck would be Amanda and Haley on at the same night.
Oh my God, that'd be dangerous. Dangerous. Jet Black says RMRW Ute at the pad. I have to tell you, so I was supposed to go to the pad for the first race of the year, which was New Year's. And I was supposed to go, and there were some guys that were going, and they're like, yeah, I said, dude, if you're going, I'll go, all the things. This stuff sort of fell through the cracks, and it ended up being a fairly unorganized shit show. And I have not been there yet, so I thought, I'll go with a group of people. Ryan and I were going to go. Anyway, kind of got left in the lurch, didn't end up going, was really disappointed because a bunch of people that I know were there that I didn't know were going to be there, if that makes sense. So that kind of sucked, but yes, I do know that there were a few RMRW competitors that were there racing on the pad, aka the street. Jet Black is asking what I think about twin Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was the one with twin turbos above the cab. Okay, but that brings up a question. Turbos outside the body, if it is a car built after 1948. Yes or no?
I don't think so. Unless it's a situation, especially earlier cars, like you're running out of room under hood. I could see it on something like early 50s if you do it like, what's the car I'm thinking of? Blue Malibu from Modern Street Hemi. I can't think of the dude's name.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're
You know which
talking
one I'm talking
about.
about, though. There's a way to do it where it's somewhat out of the body, but it's not obnoxious. I am not a fan of the whole tractor exhaust with a turbo on it thing.
No,
That's YouTube.
I don't know if anybody's seen the race dudes. If you can't figure out how to fit shit under the hood, you got some issues.
Yeah.
Because if you look under the hood of my shit, I got everything in there.
Or at the very least, like concave scoop or, a reasonable scoop or something. Make it look decent. Don't just stick, exhaust pipe out the hood and call it good.
No, I agree. I'm a big.
It's terrible for the aerodynamics anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But
but
that other question came up the other day too about all the cars running with no front ends on them.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's because they've all. Well, it started out because guys were crashing their junk, and so they literally had no front end, so they just came to a race anyway, and then people started following the trend. It's like the low rear end on a pre-runner truck. Which isn't an actual thing on a desert race truck. So yeah, but let me tell you about Daniel Check brought up no front clips. We're going to talk about that in a second. For me, the turbo deal is if you have a 30s car and you want to hang them out the sides, I'm okay with that, right? Because it's a super narrow engine compartment.
Yeah.
If I was going to do one, like let's say I was doing a
you can control the heat a lot better too.
Right, but let's say I was doing a 37 Chevy, Roadster, right, which is something I'd like to build. I would put the turbos where the headlights should be, and actually make them look like they were the headlights. And then I'd put a light bar in the front axle or something that lit the road, right? So it was cool, right? But because it'd be cool style thing or whatever. But the truth of the matter is otherwise, I think it's lazy, or you're just trying to get attention for no reason. One
of the coolest air inlets ever was on Bisquick.
Oh yeah,
with the marker lights as the inlets.
Yeah,
I mean that was cool.
I mean,
you had to point it out to most people because they didn't even know what it was.
No, they were there. That's exactly right. And if you're not familiar with Bisquick, it was an Impala. Actually, sorry, a Biscayne that was built by Troy Trepanier, and it was amazing. One of the coolest things on that car was the taillights, which are round.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, and the inside passenger side light, you grabbed the actual lens and turned it, and it was the release for the trunk, which was pretty cool. So, yeah, it was cool.
We're all amazed by the latch.
Yeah, exactly.
I've only seen one new car pull off turbos out. It was a C4 Corvette, and they had taken where the headlight doors were, and they had scooped them so the turbo set in there. It looked cross-eyed.
I could feel that. I could feel that a little bit more. Also, I've had a C4 Corvette. There's not a lot of room under the hood on those cars, so that is definitely, you got to be creative. So I'm okay with that. The Lycan says we just pissed off all the fast Honda owners. No, even the good fast Hondas don't have them hanging out of the hood anymore. They're behind the bumper at least. So
I was going to say they're at least inset in the bumper cover. I'm thinking like Gringo Tegra, where you see it, but it's in the bumper and it's recessed in a little bit.
Yeah, they just got rid of the radiator.
Why are you wearing bib overalls? Is Jeff Teal's question.
So this actually was a big deal. We went to Menards in Owensboro right before Christmas. It was a family deal where we just went up there. And the brainchild came to me as I've destroyed so many pairs of jeans working on, grimy, greasy-ass, oil-stained cars. So enjoy these while they're clean because that shit ain't going to last much longer.
Nice. There you go.
And they're cheap, too.
There you go. Work wear. I approve.
Go get some Mopar blood on them.
Yeah.
No, Mopar oil and blood are two different things. They'll probably both be there. Don't worry.
So, all right. So, sorry, Daniel also then, not in the chat, but in Facebook Messenger, sent me a message that is from the Big Boy race, King of the South in May. And it's a $50,000 to win race. They are officially inviting some real heavy hitters. And so this one is for Joey Heichel. If you don't know the beater bomb, then you don't know street race cars. And so he has been invited. It says, let's see. So I don't know whose response. Oh, Joey says, in response to his invite, he says, I'll tell you what. A, you pay my expenses, I show up, we race off the trailer first round, which I love that. No testing. Or B, you show up to my event May 4th, I pay your expenses, we race in the event or an exhibition race. I like it. There you go. Oh, Wickman is here apparently, but I'm paying no attention to him. Hey.
What?
What are you doing? You sent me a picture. Where did I put my phone? I don't know where the hell I put my phone.
Did you just have it reading the text?
Do what?
Didn't you just have it?
No, I got Messenger on my computer.
Okay.
No. I don't know where the hell I put it. But anyway, Wickman went to, I didn't even look at the picture, but he said he was at some swanky dinner location. Was it Burger King or something nicer?
No, it's Ted's Bison.
You ate a buffalo?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, a whole buffalo.
I don't like you right now.
Just part of it.
Just part of it. What did Amanda eat?
She had the meat version.
Oh, there you go.
The cow version.
I'm calling your phone, Chad.
You are, I hear it.
Why?
So you can find it.
It's in the other room. It's
okay.
Fine. Yes. That's what Daniel says. Everybody text Chad's phone so he can find it. It's in the other room. I hear it. Just so you know, Wickman, on the your dick. On the list of guests we should have for next year, the first mention was Amanda.
What?
Yeah. Because we want all the funny shit she says to you all the time that we can only barely hear. We want to be able to have it firsthand.
I was going to say, we figured that out last video, remember?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
She's awesome. Probably more entertaining than you. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Wickman's going to mail me a middle finger picture.
Jet Black says the part you didn't eat of the buffalo you rode home. Okay, that's funny. Oh, God. Daniel says we should have Alex Taylor on the show. I actually already have Alex on the list, and I talked to her at PRI about being on the show, and I'm sure we will make that happen at some point this year. It may happen when I'm actually at an event with her, because that seems to be the times when we get to talk more than any other. So, yeah, we'll see. Daniel, but then again, she may not want to talk to dirty old men. Unfortunately for her, she hangs out with dirty old men most of the time. So, you know.
I sent Brian a picture of a trash truck.
You did what?
I sent a picture to Brian of a trash truck.
Oh, yeah. Trash truck.
Yeah, he most certainly did.
Yep.
Why didn't you send it to me so I could share it with everybody?
Okay.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Do that, because it's not showing up on the camera.
Oh, James from Cleater's Crew. Yes. Jack, Stan, Jimmy to some of you guys. Otherwise, James Tall to those of us who know him outside of Cletus. And he's awesome. He is, James is a good dude. He's real fun to be around. I always hang out with him in Bradenton and stuff. Oh, so here we go. So this is that's very artful on this trash truck. It's artistic. I can't show it. I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna. But it's perfect. Scott Malpass. This one's a good one. Jeff took. That's a good call. Jeff's a good dude also. Super fun. Look at that, Charles, with your pretty picture of the... You took your wife out in that car?
No, she drove her truck. We met.
Oh,
after
okay.
She got off work.
Oh, okay. Because she doesn't want to be seen with you. If
Right.
She doesn't have to. So, dark restaurant was okay. Same car, not okay?
Right.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what?
I'm not even
Lycan
gonna
may be
touch
the
that
funniest guy on the show. Okay? He says, show it to me only the again, the blind guy asking us to show. You know, Lycan, it's way funnier for us because I think most of the people forget that you're blind. So, you know, they miss the blind humor. Plus, I think when you have a couple of blind friends, you get the blind humor better. So,
why was the blind guy driving? Well, he was sober.
Yes, exactly. We were telling him where to turn.
Crosby, are we going to share some nachos at King Taco next month?
Do what?
Dude.
We're going to share some nachos at King Taco next month?
Next month? Oh, it is next month.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch of people here, I think, the Friday evening of Grand National.
Well, that's lovely because Wickman and I will both be there.
Yep.
With bells on.
Brett and everybody's going to be here, so and everybody from in town, I'm sure, will be here. So
I fly in Thursday night, and I'm there till Monday afternoon.
Thanks for the warning.
Hey, now I'm thinking about last year.
I'll be there all week, but I won't be up there. I won't be up there till Friday, and then I leave Saturday afternoon.
So. Where are you going first, huh?
MPMC. The big
that's right.
Yeah.
So. You send me photos from that one restaurant, Chad. I'm going to mail you another picture, just like what Quickman just did.
Okay.
Restaurant?
What are you sending me?
The tamale restaurant.
The tamale restaurant. I don't know.
Well, I finally got to ride in Brett's 911.
Oh, was it fun?
Oh, that thing's freaking evil.
Is that a GT2 or GT3?
Turbo S.
Oh, Turbo S. Okay.
Yeah, he had
2020.
He had a GT3 RS, and he traded it in, or sold it not too long ago, and then got
it
this
was
one.
a trade in on the new one.
Yeah, and the GT3 RS was a few-year-old car. Like,
Angus.
I mean, it wasn't a year old. It wasn't 10 years old. I don't think. But it was, you know.
No, I think
but
it was.
This new one is apparently
16,
a whole other level of badass. So.
Oh, yes, it is. And, oh, my God, that thing's freaking comfortable.
Oh, really?
I mean, it rides better than a vet all day long.
How much power does it make?
All of it.
All of it? Look at that.
We did probably 2 football fields. We were 80 plus and back down to 0.
Oh wow.
Shit.
Yeah. All-wheel drive and... Yeah, it's just, that thing's fun.
That's awesome.
I didn't even ask to drive it.
You're trying to figure out how to get a wrecked one so you can build something around it.
Oh, Brett's got some ideas around a wrecked C8 Corvette.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So Wickman has his cutest addition on the show. Good old Angus. Angus, who is such a sweet boy when somebody's home, but is a house-destroying MFer when everybody's gone. You need to figure out how to make it so there isn't anything food-related anywhere accessible to him while you're gone.
Things got... while I was cleaning up last night, the wife stopped off and bought all kinds of child-proof baby locks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
So how will you get into the cabinet?
And if you look over here, that's the refrigerator. If you look up there, that's where the cat goes.
Right.
So the cat goes on top of the refrigerator, opens up the freezer door, getting up there. So I've lost like everything in my freezer twice already.
first time would have been the clue that I would have put something all over the top of the refrigerator, and the cat would no longer get up there.
Right.
Oh, the cat's being a cat. So.
Well, I would say
my
the
cat
easy
doesn't
thing
eat
is a strip of
food.
stick-on Velcro.
My cats just lay around.
Stick-on Velcro is the easy way to make sure the door doesn't come open.
Mm-hmm.
And the cat just scared the dog.
There you go.
The dog is not fond of the cat.
The dog is what?
The dog's not fond of the cat. The cat's not fond of the dog.
The dog I thought was totally good with the cat forever.
No, cat down. No. Yeah, well, the wife was also at Walmart. She got a screaming deal on a new TV, and I don't need a TV busted the next day after getting it.
I gotcha. Yeah. You know,
Sean's telling me my banner is coming down.
It's like a oh yeah, I see that.
Coming down.
It's like a episode of Dr. Dolittle there at Wickman's house. So yeah. Okay,
oh, you used this falling down. It's not like you're purposely going to take it.
Correct.
I'm not going to take it down now.
Okay.
Still part of the world's slowest brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. So Daniel Check says, how about what's the big deal of H-pattern shifters now? Ignition cut, strain gauges. Garrett Mitchell had one at World Cup that had a money shift preventer. So why not just go to clutchless G-Force 2000 or something? So here's the deal. Daniel's talking about stick shift drag racing, and there's basically all of the stick shift drag racing that anybody cares about with regards to rules. I don't mean with regards to racing action, but rules are classes that require clutch assisted shifting, which I use the term very loosely, and H-pattern shifters, meaning you have to be going forward to back and over to shift. You can't just do inline like this, like
no vertical gate.
Yeah, like no vertigate, no like a G-force or any of those with a long shifter. You just pull them forward and backward like on a pro stock car. But here's the thing you got to understand about shifting a stick shift car in a drag race application. There are two kinds of what we'll call flat foot shifting, and that is where you never lift off the throttle, wide open the whole time. There are guys, and this is the majority, who in a clutch assisted application, they are tapping the clutch like just barely and pulling the shifter. And it's just enough to release the synchros from the gear and pull it into the next one. Those are usually face plated and dog ring style or whatever transmissions. That is not necessary if you have other things outside of the transmission.
You can put an interrupt in.
Right. So one of those things is like Crosby says, an interrupt. Anybody that raced a stick shift 5.0 Mustang Fox body back in the day with a T5 that was fast, those guys did them with a T5. That the way that they shifted those cars so fast was that they literally bounced them off the rev limiter. When it bounces off the rev limiter, it unloads the transmission, and you could pull it and shift the gear flat-footed and not hurt the weak T5 transmission. Oh. So now aftermarket companies, and this has existed for years, have things that do the same thing, right? Interrupt the ignition when you want it to. And so a strain gauge is a sensor that is built into a shifter that tells when you pull on it. It tells when there's a load. It can be in the stick itself. It can be on the handle, whatever, but it's in essence pushing a button, okay, but the sensor is telling when you start to pull. And when you start to pull, it interrupts the ignition. You're able to get it in the next gear. And as soon as you let go of it, it quits the interrupt, right? So, or it does the interrupt for a certain amount of time if you're programming it through your ECU or what have you. There's all kinds of ways to do this. the truth of the matter is there are sanctioning bodies that say, no, you can't have those things anymore. They don't want you to have those. And, they really want you to actually use the clutch. NHRA stock eliminator, comp eliminator, all these guys forever. There's a jillion classes that have H pattern shifters still, or that need to be clutch assisted, even if they're a vertigate, that have been doing it without a clutch for years in transmissions that are still clutch assist transmissions. And nobody's ever going to stop that from happening. So, but the idea is that they want to keep guys being really good at doing the shifting, which is why they don't let you use a vertigate. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I still think it's fun and it's cool. And it's adjusting the clutch and doing all that, is the harder part, unless you're smart nowadays and you move to a Bang Shift Billy clutch timer and digital clutch controller, which is no affiliation with Bang Shift. And they did have permission to use the name, so don't get all wound up. Somebody got all pissy at PRI and came to me and said, there's a guy here with your name on his... I'm like, it's okay, dude. I know. I let him use it. We gave him permission.
I've never asked about that, but I always wondered.
Yeah, dude, he got permission. He told me when he was developing the product, that's what he wanted to call it, and we put it... It's all legal. It's fine. Yeah, he paid $1 or whatever. It's fine.
Did you see the video a couple weeks ago with Finnegan trying to figure Bang Shift Billy's device out?
Yeah, he put it on Blasphemy. I did not see the entire episode, but I know that he put one on Blasphemy. They're a super cool product if you haven't seen them yet. It's so what it is, Crosby. It's a flow control valve. Okay, that's digital. That goes through a digital timer that you control via an app on your phone. It's super easy, and you're controlling. You have to do it with a hydraulic clutch, obviously, and it controls it so that when you leave the starting line at the drag strip, you dump the clutch. Just let the clutch out, and you're starting. It has to have a switch on the clutch pedal, which, when that switch disengages, it starts the controller's timer, and you get to decide how much clutch engagement you have immediately and how quickly it releases, okay, the pedal basically. And so you take a normal diaphragm clutch and make it into an adjustable race clutch, because you get to control the slip consistently every single time when you leave the starting line.
And I mean,
these guys are doing this in 4,000 pound, street driven, 12, 13, 1400 horsepower, twin turbo big block and LS and Ford and whatever combos with this thing. I mean, it's a really cool product.
So it's like a timer box on a fuel car with the
it works very
with
similarly.
The throw bearing.
Yep, exactly. It works very similarly. It's just working in a traditional hydraulic setup instead of doing any of the air operated, But yes, absolutely.
That's
and it works
cool.
like a champ. It's really cool. So let's see. Okay, I'm looking over here at the list of questions and stuff. Daniel Check says, can the Billy hold the clutch down like leaving off of the button? No, but that's not hard. So that part's super easy, been done for years, been outlawed for years. All you use is a line lock solenoid for that in the hydraulics. And so what you do with that is... I
may or may have not done that at one time or another.
Oh, I've installed them several times. Yeah. So all you do is... no, you don't need magnetic, Daniel. All you do is you put the line lock solenoid in line. You put the Billy in line also. Like, you can have both of the things. No, one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Push the clutch in. Set the line lock with the button. The clutch lock. In fact... I can't remember who it was. McLeod used to make one of these. They had it as a commercially available product. I don't know if they make it anymore. But anyway, when you let go of the button, it releases the line lock, which lets the fluid flow, and it would do the exact same thing and work with the Billy The only thing would be you'd have to make the billy work off of this button rather than the button on the clutch pedal. So, yeah. But totally doable. Millions of them have been, or I shouldn't say million, a lot of people have done that. And that would hold the clutch down, quote unquote. So, yes. Yep.
Actually,
100%.
you could do that with the button, and then the billy you could do with a pressure switch, where you wouldn't have to tie both of them together.
That's true. Absolutely. Yep. Grant Ramback says progressive clutch timer. The idea was from progressive nitrous oxide systems controllers. Very similar. Yep, absolutely. And Grant would know. He anybody that doesn't know Grant Ramback, he was one of the first guys designing and selling 5 and 6 speed swaps, especially T56 stuff. And muscle cars and what have you. Worked for all of the biggest, baddest companies back in the day. So good to hear you or see you on here, Grant. Let's see. Oh, Daniel Check says I'm old school mechanical clutch, so a magnet to hold my pedal. Yeah, that's easy. You can do it that way too. Yeah. So good questions. So since we're on the clutch topic, we don't need like a whole big plan, but McTaggart is excited that he's got transmission parts coming for the Charger. I'm going to go let this grumpy asshole out right now. Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, that is not a face. That's a face, all right. He wants.
Yeah, he's mad at me. He wants out right now.
There it is.
I'm going to go let him out real quick.
So, yeah, actually, 20 minutes before this all kicked off, UPS guy finally backed into the driveway and opened the door and just looked at me and was like, what the hell is in the box here? The big one.
Don't turn it upside down. The body fluids will leak out.
Yeah. The coolest thing, though, so basically right now I've got the transmission, a lot of the hardware, the bell housing, fluids, stuff like that. Still need a clutch. Still got to do...
Which bell housing?
Small block Mopar for now.
Just a stock one, or what brand bell housing?
It's aftermarket. I'd have to look at it, man. I literally just made sure that everything was in the boxes, nothing was broken, and shut the door.
Is it like a quick time style?
No, it's more of a stock style.
Oh, okay.
But the cool thing, so this bag, this Crown Royal looking thing was in there. And in that, I did not ask for this. They chose to do this on their own, and I am grateful for it. Let's see if I get that shit pattern right.
Pistola. I like it.
I mean, it's a Mopar. You can't.
Yeah.
You
can't not have a pistol grill.
Right. But the fact that, Matt and the guys at American Powertrain put it in this fancy ass bag, that's service, folks.
I have to
say,
you
have the nerve to look surprised.
Grip shifter, they're.
But they just look right now.
They look awesome. But I don't know, and I know that if you're a Mopar guy, you get used to them. But it's the 2-3 shift for me feels strange because you're supposed to hold it like this, and I want to push it like that. What I mean?
I'm wondering how that's going to feel because usually I use like a Hertz T-handle. That's my favorite.
But I mean, it looks so right. Like you said, you got to have it.
Have you driven a TKX yet?
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so when you shift third gear, push it. Don't grab onto the handle because you'll either want to go first or fifth. So just let it go over by itself.
Yeah, if you just push it, it goes to the middle and forward. Yeah.
Yep.
It's still the Charger. This is not a car that's going to get shifted quickly anytime in the near future.
No, just saying normal driving. Just push it. It'll go right into third gear, just like butter. Like it's almost like it's spring loaded, like it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
So we're waiting on a few more parts. The cross member's a big deal. Driveline's going to be a big deal. Until those, there's really not much I can do. And I'm kind of concerned because it looks like an E-body pistol grip, and it's a B-body. So I don't know if.
Oh really?
There's length questions involved that I don't want to answer. But other than that, this all looks good. So Hopefully here soon I start gutting the carpet out of the car and we get to work on it.
Well, did that car ever come with a manual transmission?
Only in 75 and only as a 3 on the tree.
Oh, that's what I thought. So
Was that what
pretty
you did
much
for-
irregardless, it doesn't matter because it never
Oh, no.
came with a shifter on the floor.
Like I'd be bothered cutting a hole in the floor anyways, really.
So it won't be original, but it'll be original to you.
So I only know of one other car, that generation Mopar that's been done. It was a 76 Fury with a big block swap. I actually tried to make a play for it because it was for sale at the kind of muscle car dealership near St. Louis, and I missed out on it. But that's kind of where it's all still very open territory. We don't know. So what I'm hoping
I think it'd be cool.
I mean, at this point, there's only so much you can do with the car that looks like that, and screw it. Why not?
I think it'll be bitching.
Oh hell yeah, nothing wrong.
I figured you do the transmission.
You know as well as I do that if you take a 500 horsepower car with a 727 in it, and the identical car making 400 horsepower with a TKX
With 3 pedals in it,
it's gonna feel faster and more fun, even if it makes 100 horsepower less. Like a stick.
Oh, it doesn't matter what car
Here's
you're
the
at.
thing: there isn't. Fox body Mustangs and third gen Camaros were turds. They had 0 horsepower, but they were fun if you had a stick in them. And everybody swore they were race cars. And they hauled ass. They didn't haul ass. They were slow pigs, but they were fun because they had a third.
They felt better than the automatic. I said the same thing with my
100%.
Diplomat. I said the same thing with my Cruise, which was a slow piece of shit. It doesn't matter.
My third gen might or might not have had a 450 horsepower small block in it with a T5 5-speed in it.
Yeah, they'll live.
Maybe.
Here's the thing: if you don't have tires that'll hook up, and you aren't an idiot, a T5 will live with surprising amount of power. So, again, traction is what hurts drivetrain components, not horsepower.
Yeah.
So, I can break a T5 with 100 horsepower if I'm an idiot with it.
Yep.
I've done it.
Grant says everything is better with 3 pedals. Agreed.
Even my Volvo.
Yep.
Even your Volvo, yes.
Love how OEM mostly you're taking.
So
That's
many funny things to say about that.
Did I show you the Christmas present for it? Yeah.
All of the speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be like disco. Did you get a disco ball to hang in there with it?
Not
I
yet.
was going to say, it was a new insurance card and a can of gasoline or what?
Yeah. If you have not bought an amp yet, let me know, Wickman, because that Down for Sound little mini amp that I bought is bad.
Really?
I mean, it's great. Like, it would power the shit out of everything in that thing. So, it's really good for $149. Like,
Oh, God.
I was looking at some stuff earlier, and I almost pulled the trigger on one that was like 145. So
yeah, dude, hit me up. That was for the 4-channel that I have is $149. It's
okay.
And it
How
sounds,
big is it, Chad?
dude? It's no, I don't have the box for it. It's like 9 inches long, 2.5 inches tall, and 4, 5, 6 inches wide, whatever. I mean, it's little. It's this big, and it's. I mean, it makes 100 watts a channel at 4 ohms. It makes 150 at 2 ohms. I have the front 2 channels powering my 6.5s, and I have the rear 2 bridged, which is 350 watts to the sub. In the Civic, I mean, it cranks.
If you took one of those and a self-powered, like an 8 or a 10.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So run it 4-channel, 4x6s, and with 5-inch with tweeter built into it.
Oh yeah.
And then a couple of 6x9s and a self-powered 8 or 10.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing will sound bitchin'.
Well, that's just it. I don't have any place to put a subwoofer in that car.
No, the self-powered ones are only about
Yeah, you
3
probably put
inches
one under
thick
the back
by
seat.
10 by 10.
Yeah.
I
You can
thought
put them
about doing
under
this.
the seat.
Uh,
That's what I did in the Nomax.
Yeah.
okay. 'Cause I thought about doing something like that in the spare tire carrier, which is like the X body Chevys. It's wagons where it's like mounted on the side.
Yeah, there are a bunch of subs for the spare tire well that you can buy already ready made now too, but
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the one he's talking about that goes under the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on to that for me, and I'll get it from you next month.
No, that one's going back in the 32.
No,
As soon as I get a head unit.
I'll mount it in my suitcase. How about that?
There you go.
You probably get TSA will give you an anal probe or more sex than you've had in a long time.
Crosby, you don't know that's not
Lycan
the
says
point.
he was wearing a Down for Sound shirt the other day, and that the Infinity spare tire sub sucks, so don't get that one. Because remember, Lycan works at a stereo shop, so yeah. Okay, so.
Oh, I sent you something else, messenger wise. You try to figure that out.
I know what this is because you told me earlier.
Oh, okay.
Or you sent me a text or something with it, and I just don't remember now off the top of my head what it was that you were telling me about it. But it's some hydraulic thing for a thing. I'd have to go get my phone that's in the other room. Remember?
I got to see the Cape and Mahal this weekend, or the buildings of Maggie and Ed's new house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whoa, it's gonna
How
be
is it compared to their old house?
Slightly
Their old house
smaller.
was giant.
Giant. No tennis court, no basketball court, none of that stuff. But
Still big.
it's wait until you see Maggie's new kitchen.
Oh really?
The pantry's like, I don't know, a quarter of my shop.
That's awesome. I approve of that.
Yeah.
I approve.
Yeah,
okay,
that was.
So Wickman, I'm
And
going to share
Capen
this.
does this strange thing nowadays. He smiles. It's
Oh,
almost
weird.
unnerving.
Yeah. Okay, so who wants to guess what this is?
That is some type of hydraulic pump.
Yes, agreed. I just can't remember what he said it was off of.
That almost looks like a self-power unit for like a hydraulic bender. I mean, anything is operating hydraulics that the volume of that tank will operate the cylinder.
Yeah. Or is it off an old car lift or something?
I got
could be.
2 of them, and they were off. They did the flap controls on some experimental aircraft.
There you go. Wow. There you go.
So they're 12 volt?
Yeah.
Looks like it. That does look like a starter motor snout.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
And it's got a 12 volt solenoid on it. So.
But if it's flap control, how do you
looks like?
Where's the reverser to it?
Maybe one did one did it one direction, the other did the other.
Or there were spring-loaded cylinders.
That's true. Yes, where you release the pressure and it'll straighten itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So what I was thinking about doing is getting basically a dump valve from like any place that sells automotive hydraulics, like lowrider stuff, and putting in that in there with the solenoid, then having that little reservoir and actually using that as a hydraulic setup on a vehicle.
Of course you would.
It's different.
Anything that you think you're going to save money doing?
Yeah.
It's different.
Nobody will know it's different. Why? Because it has a box instead of a cylinder that's the tank? I think it's a great idea, Wickman, and I am going to encourage you to do it. You know why? Because I do dumb stuff too, so who cares? It's fine. I'll even help you make poor decisions. You tell me what you need, and
I don't think he needs any of our help to make poor decisions.
That is true. That is very true.
I'm curious to see what the pump head inside of that thing looks like. I would laugh if it's just a geared style like a Fenner and Stone pump.
Well, it's a Prestolite motor, so I mean, I don't know what all.
Well, Prestolite is just they made motors for everything.
Yeah.
So that's irrelevant. It's the actual pump head inside is probably a twin gear like most of the hydraulic pumps out there.
Yeah.
Dude,
Or
listen
like
to this
every oil
project
pump
that
on the
Lycan
planet.
says they have in the shop right now. Gen 1 Land Rover Defender, okay, with an LT4 and a Trailblazer SS drivetrain. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a Defender I could get behind.
Well, are the first gens aluminum bodies?
Probably weren't.
I
I thought
think so.
Land Rovers were aluminum for like ever, weren't they?
Yeah, but the Defenders are a little bit later, aren't they?
I was going to say, what
I don't
constitutes?
know. I'm
what is
not
the
real
Defender?
up on the.
So I didn't
Land
know
Rover.
Defender until the 90s when they imported them in here. I don't know how far back they go.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see. The Land Rover. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, okay. So in 1990, they were rebadged as the Defender 90 and Defender 110.
Mm-hmm.
Those had just been the 90 and 110 Land Rovers previously. So technically 1990 is when they did those. And in 1990, those still would have looked like the OG.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one that originally
Model.
came out in 83.
the big flat fenders and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And the round headlights with inside the big square thing at the front
Yeah.
with the markers.
That'd be
and shit.
cool.
So
But is it a
those
two-door or
doesn't
four-door?
Say, well, the 90 was a 2-door and the 110 was a 4-door.
Okay.
That's the wheelbase is what they're.
See, that just seems
difference basically.
I like the concept. Overall, the concept sells me, but Rovers are narrow, but Defender's narrow.
And a two-door all-wheel drive with an LT4. Shh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yup. That'd be fun.
Let's see.
I
Why
mean,
you putting an
all the way to
LT4 in it? We didn't have an LT5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be what? 2,400 pounds?
It says that these weighed from the factory. Oh, no, it does not have the weight.
I think those things were in the 3,000, 3,200 pound
Yeah,
range,
that's what I
I
would have
think.
guessed somewhere.
But
there.
they have big steel
it's-
wheels and big steel
Oh, yeah.
hubs, and
Yeah.
But if it has an aftermarket chassis, then
it could
Well, yeah,
that
I
could
guess-
be either heavier or lighter. But the chassis on the Range Rovers weren't that big and stout because they like them to flex.
true, yeah.
I don't know. I
'Cause they
can't
just-
see anything where it says whether they were aluminum
Well,
or
and then
steel.
all the Trailblazer drivetrain, that's all going to be cast, so that's going to be a lot of weight.
Yes and no, because the front diff, I believe, is partially aluminum, and then you're having control arms instead of two big live axles.
That is right, because JT.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but
Yeah, the guy JT, that's he was on one of the truck shows when it was on Power Nation. He moved to Colorado Springs and has the shop, and he's currently in the process of building a second gen S10 extra cab. That's all.
Mhm.
Well, it started out with 4-wheel drive, but converting it all to
all-wheel drive.
yeah, beefing up the axle or
Mhm.
the housing. And he was on the search for months looking for a steel differential housing for the front, and everything out there was aluminum. And I even
I
looked
think
around.
I would have just switched it over to like a 1500 diff.
We wanted to keep it all like S10 type stuff to.
I get one to keep it that way, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the best idea. Sometimes you'll have to make an axle or something like that, but
Yeah.
there's people out there that'll make all that stuff.
I think he was trying to keep it all like bolt on. Like if something breaks and he's out doing whatever, he can just go to his local parts store and get whatever's needed.
I'd prefer just to make it so it won't break. Highly unlikely on running the half shafts out straight like that you're actually going to break a half shaft. You may mess up a CV or something. But if
Yeah.
you use a 1500 diff in the thing, I mean, there's a bunch of people drag racing those things out in Cali, and I don't see them blowing the diffs up. I see them breaking CVs.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's not a huge thing. They do break the diffs, but it's not very often that happens.
Yeah, he wanted the steel one, and that was, I guess, damn near impossible to find.
Yeah, it was probably pretty rare.
Yeah, because they want the aluminum since it won't rust.
What have you been working on, Chad?
I have been working on the shop electrical, and I didn't go to the shop today because I had a bunch of conference calls and stuff, so I did not go to the shop today. Had I gone to the shop today, then what is going to happen tomorrow would have happened today, which is to put the final fuse in the system, the last 200 amp, and then turn on the power. So literally the power is to the building. I've run it to my disconnects, both disconnects. Those have all been checked. Everything's been checked. So it is time to power it up and start turning breakers on.
Oh my God.
To test everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So
you have all your lighting done?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the light.
So,
I shouldn't say that. 99% of the lighting is done. I haven't put the lights in the clean room or the utility room or the
so tomorrow will be
yet.
a whole new outlook on life.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Literally.
Well, here's the funny part. So the lights that I have for in the shop are badass, and I have like, I don't know, 20 of them or something, 20 something of them, and so Brent at Half-Ass Customs just finished a new shop, and he put in lights that are, based on what he said, are the same or same specs as mine. He only has his shop looks the same size as mine. I don't know, but I'm guesstimating. He only has 12 lights or 14 lights in the thing, and it's bright. So I have a feeling mine's going to be like the surface of the sun inside. So it's going to be awesome. But that's okay, because I have dimmers. I would way rather...
It's going to look like Clark Griswold turning on the Christmas lights.
Yes, exactly. But that's what I want, because I don't want... there's nothing worse than having dark, spots in your shop where you can't see junk to work on, So... yeah, it's gonna be good. So I'm excited.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
The beginning of a whole new era.
Yes, and then then I have to paint inside the bathroom, do the trim in the bathroom, build the partitions, do the shower. I got to do the drain, and then tile and all that stuff.
So are you going to move in there, or?
Yeah, I'm going to move in there, hopefully, not like in the next couple weeks, but yes, soon.
Cool.
I'm going to I got to do the mezzanine, the second mezzanine, which is the one that my office will be on. And once I do that, then I'm going to move in. That's the plan at this point. So, because it's a full bathroom and all that, and laundry and everything. I actually haven't had laundry at my house in years, so that'll be a big deal. But yeah, it should be good. So still got some work to do.
Well, you're okay just as long as Peyton's not there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, no, she has her own place, so she's fine. But yeah, it should be good. So I'm excited, and we're making headway. And then of course I have, it'll take a million years to put everything away, um, but I've got a lot of pallets. Everything's being palletized, so like everything will go per project on pallets and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I already have a bunch of. I already have 40 feet, 39 feet of pallet rack up. That's 39 feet by 10 feet tall or 12 feet tall. I don't remember. That's the 43-inch or whatever it is deep, the normal deep stuff. And then the stuff I have here at my house, I have everything that was in my shop in California, so that's another probably 30 feet of that was 10 feet tall, I think, 8 or 10 feet tall. It's only 2 foot deep.
I think it was 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
the
so.
Risers.
And it's 2 feet deep, so that's really good for smaller stuff and everything. So it's nice. Lycan is asking, do I have a forklift? Oh yes, I own a forklift. I've owned a forklift for a couple years now. It has come in very handy working on the shop, let me tell you. And especially because it was dirt cheap, as in nearly free. So that was really good.
This is my surprise face that Chad's got something that's dirt cheap.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I love the forklift. It works like a champ. What is the best thing about the forklift, and I don't believe that I shot video of this. I don't think I shot any video when we did this, but the forklift had a blown head gasket when we got it. It still ran great, but it had a milkshake in the yard, and so I got a gasket set for the entire engine, including the head gasket, for $58. And when Dad and I started to take it apart, there was it has a Toyota 4-cylinder in it. There was precisely one head bolt that required a wrench to remove.
Wow.
It ran great.
I'm sure it did.
It literally I had a ratchet and I put it on the bolt and I'm like, what the hell? And literally finger all but one of them. One bolt required a.
So it wasn't tight enough to actually warp it then.
No. I mean, I had the entire head rebuilt. Like I sent it to City Motor Supply and had it surfaced and
What'd the
a
block
valve job
look like?
done and all that. But yeah, which cost $200. I mean, so.
Wow.
I mean, I literally have $0 into this forklift, including the headwork, all the parts, one hose that I replaced later when it leaked. I literally have $0 in it because I bought it for $1,000 from my cousin and her business, but it also took all kinds of pallet rack and scaffolding from them that they wanted to get rid of and didn't want to deal with, and sold all of that for twice what a little more than, no, I'm sorry, 1.5 times what I have into the forklift. So I made like $500 on the forklift. So that's winning right there. And
because we all know that Chad has way more time and money.
Yeah, exactly. I did get tires for it too for $40, which is great. So I have tires to change on it.
Are they solid, or did you have to get?
Oh no, they're solids. Okay. Unfortunately, they're solids because you have to have somebody come change them because they're press-on tires.
Yeah.
If you don't know forklift tires, it's a whole thing, and it sucks. So, but I'm sorry.
But you'll never wear them out.
Oh no! After I put these on, I'll never wear them out again. And these are high-dollar, non-marking, like whatever. But I paid $40 for them at auction.
They may rot off the vehicle before you wear them out. But
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, yeah. The ones that are on it are still okay, but but they're not great. So it could use them. But yeah, it's pretty good.
What else?
We got any more questions going on?
That's what I'm reading right now. Jet Black asking if it's a heister. No, it is not a heister. It is a... what is it?
Clark, probably?
No, it's not that.
Well,
It's three letters. TCL, I think. Let's see. TCM. It's a TCM.
Oh, TCM? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's a TCM. And it is a dual, stage mast. It has.
so
it does not have side shift.
2-tier mast?
Yeah, it's a 2-tier mast. It does not have side shift. It has a side shift lever, but it does not have side shift on it. So I could add that later if I wanted. And it has, it's been converted to propane, but it was originally a gasoline powered forklift. It has like 4,500 hours on it. And it was bought brand new by, Marilyn's, father-in-law. So it's been its entire life with one company. So
the side shift, it really isn't that necessary. It's just basically for putting pallets, like you're putting stuff side by side in the rack.
Yeah,
so,
which I'm doing, but I have time and I'm really good on a forklift. So
yeah, exactly. So
I'm not in a hurry. I can go and get it right. So
I mean, then you got to run another cylinder, then lines, and to the manifold and all that shit. Yeah.
I've worked on forklifts for years that had that. Rarely used it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it works good.
You got me to brush?
But
if they didn't want us just to slide it over, they wouldn't have made the forks that way and enough power to slide the whole pallet over.
Correct.
What are you doing in my chair?
Correct. Jay, no luck on a Komatsu killdozer?
No. I wouldn't say anything even if it was.
Hey, keep my secrets on the down low there.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
It's only when I get really quiet and you don't see me for about 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God, help us all. But yes, if you don't own a forklift and you get the opportunity to own one, you should have it. With that said, I don't think a forklift is a replacement for cherry picker, engine hoist, whatever you want to call them. I would say that
I may beg to differ with that at times because
hydraulic on it yet, you're doing it wrong. But
I do have a pet peeve about forklifts is when someone basically uses a torch and blows out the end of one of the forks to mount a ball.
Yeah. Oh, they do it all the time.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Then they wrap
I am not a cannibal, Wickman, so I built, because I'm smart, I built a thing that the forks slide into that has a ball, that has a receiver tube so that the receiver tube can slide into it. Yeah. So it's literally a bumper mounted ball mount that has a second plate under it and sides, and you slide it onto the fork, and then it has 2 little holes drilled in the fork for pins that hold it in place.
If God didn't want us to cut a hole in one of the fucking forks, they would not have invented a torch. So
shut up.
Torches are meant to lower cars by heating the coil springs, okay?
Hey,
that's Jay Lineberg.
Yeah, Jay knows about that. How much do you torch the spring to lower the car? However much Jay says, about this much
2.5 inches less.
However long Jay uses the torch, then back. You've heard that whole thing. How tight do you put it till it strips and then back it off a quarter turn? Yep. Well, you know what? Till it hits the ground and then back the torch off a quarter. Yeah. You're good. It'll be fine.
Well, one of the biggest things is probably not doing it well or after you've drank 9 or 10 beers.
That is
and thinking, standing beside it in the garage, about 1.5 feet away from it, saying, "That's not low enough."
That was right.
Let me do this.
On Pomona, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh yeah.
The next morning was pure entertainment. I mean, like pure
4 o'clock in the morning.
I show up with donuts or McDonald's or something, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And you guys had it on jacks. It was awesome.
Well, the best part is Chad and Jay over there trying to stretch the coil back out with a torque.
Oh my god!
Literally.
So we
I'm
could get,
pulling on it.
so
He's
we could,
torching it, and yeah.
so we could get the spacers in there. Yeah, it was that bad.
Thanks. I feel better because I'm sitting over here laughing.
Hey, you know what though? What did we do 15 minutes after that?
Drove it out there.
Drove it to Pomona Swap Meet. Exactly. So, yeah, it worked perfect.
Oh no, I'm not laughing.
Well,
at that. Don't get me wrong.
That guy that bought it from him drove it to Minnesota with, I think, the same coils in it.
I believe so too. Yes.
It had a piece of tree growing in between the body and the bumper.
Yeah.
See, I'm not
And
laughing
Jay
at
may
that.
or
I
may
should've-
not have a 56 Bel Air over there that might be a little bit too low with the front coils as well.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
The control arms are straight. Ain't got a body on it.
It's fine. Well, hey, it all depends on how big they are. If they're dump truck springs, it's perfect.
They're not.
Oh, Jay says he bought new coils. Well, that's no
Good.
fun, Jay. I wanted to see you put the body on it and the bumper set on the ground. And then you needed to post up a picture that says static, bitches.
Yeah, Sean Mahaney, when I had my 61 wagon, he told me the cheap way to lower one of those X-frame cars with some coil springs. Yeah, I think I ripped exhaust off that car about every other week.
Yeah.
First clue was that you were listening to Mahaney, and I don't know if anybody's privy to Mahaney's idea of a 4-length. He couldn't put the upper bars in the trucks going forward, so you have the lower bars going forward and the uppers going rearward.
Dude,
Worked like a Watts link.
Hold on. Come on, Crosby. If the if those arms are 12 or 15 feet long, then the pinion angle's only going to change 5 or 6 degrees. It's fine.
They weren't.
So that.
You remember the old MIC
Oh my God.
song?
So as that axle's going on.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you just pictured that in your head, didn't you?
Oh no, I got it from the minute you said it because I've seen it before.
Do you remember the MIC song?
What?
Oh, God.
MIC, see you real soon.
Yeah,
KY,
KY,
because we
wow.
fucked your shit up. MOUSE.
Oh my God, I love it.
God.
Jay says breaking news. His new project showed up 20 minutes ago. Okay, Jay, send it to me on Facebook Messenger and I'll share it with the world.
I'm almost afraid.
Okay,
I'm curious what Jay got.
I really have to tell you, I love the fact that Jay posted up a picture on Facebook. I may have to pull this up actually. He posted up a picture on Facebook the other day of a Jeep that they had painted at his shop for a customer, and that's a project that they're doing. And he posted up the picture of this thing, and it says, finally got some color on the Jeep build at the shop, 1942 Jeep. So it's a flat fender. And the people that own the Jeep saw it for the first time on the Facebook post and were just giddy as little kids. It was awesome. So that's fun. It's a neat little project, actually. I'm gonna show it right here.
Vortex V6 in it.
Yeah, it's cool. I dig it.
On the back.
Do what?
Do what?
No, the cat was about to fall into the shopping bag.
Oh. And it's a cat. It'll live through it.
Well, there's stuff in the shopping bag.
Oh, I got you. That may have.
Like I said, the cat will live through it.
Yeah. So there it is in all its glory. I think that thing's great.
That is a brand new body, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that is a brand new body.
Is it steel or aluminum?
Steel.
Oh, okay. So it's one of the reproduction bodies. That's cool. I like it. I think it's a great little Jeep. I think it's super fun and cool. I mean, I dig it. I think that's a neat deal right there.
There's a place in the Philippines that is actually making those like brand new. They had like
Oh, the whole
military
Jeep.
surplus.
Yeah. But they're using some Mitsubishi or Isuzu motor or something.
Yeah, they're using a late
Okay.
model engine, but like
Yeah.
the drive, or I mean the body and suspension, all that's like all like exactly how it was in World War II.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, you can
So
probably still
Jay,
find those things in a crate.
That's
Jay
what they
says
had.
that
There
he's
was
posted his new
that place. They
project.
actually have one that is like still in the crate, like in their showroom.
Oh, I see Jay's new project.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
I approve of this.
I haven't even heard or seen this yet, so this is
as
news to
long
me.
as you lay this on its balls. Like if you don't bag this thing so it sits the rockers on the ground, you're doing it wrong. Call me a liar.
Oh,
Ooh.
Is right.
that's a lot of glass.
That thing needs to be laid on its nuts to be right, in my opinion. But God, it's got good patina, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I don't understand the cab lights, but okay.
You know, it's a
Well, they have the real
1960
estate and they have the lights.
Well,
yeah,
true,
it's a
but I mean those are
1961 Suburban.
Say, if they
You know,
came
it's
with
had a
a
lot of years for somebody to do dumb stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, those are the good ones that are raised on pedestals. So I mean,
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I approve of this. That's great.
That's
That's
a
gonna be
Porsche
cool.
bar.
Yep. That is going to be cool.
Buy a
Jay says, I've only had
85 or
it
like
25 minutes. Jeez.
Well,
put a 85 or later front end under it.
Yep.
second gen Camaro front clip.
Fuck that.
You're an idiot. They weren't good under
Where's
anything but a
Amanda? We
second
need
gen
somebody
Camaro.
to smack you in the back of the head.
Yeah. It is way better idea to just take the front end out of a mid 80s Chevy pickup and or early 80s Chevy pickup and
Which are
and
the
it
easiest
slides right
front,
in. I mean,
front
it's-
ends to bag, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. They are great. Okay, so Lycan has an actual question. If I budgeted to fly out to one event this year, where should I go? Where would I be able to pull the blind card and get the VIP treatment? Most likely. Or LOA, mostly kidding. Yeah. Dude, Lycan. Man, that depends. If you're only going to come to one of like a one location event, I got to think about that. Hit me up. I'll have to think on that.
What
but
type
if you
of
could go
event?
for like a few days, then, you know, like Rocky Mountain Race Week would be cool or one of those. But, dude, look who's in the house. Mr. Mike Cotton. He says it would be better painted and bagged, spoken like a real painter. So, yeah. Yup.
Yeah, Cotton and McTaggart need to get together and swap some.
oh no, I'm not swapping anything when it comes to a Murata. I've had one; they were fun. It's gone.
Yeah.
I do wonder if he's ever gotten that tail panel fixed because I know that thing's got to be melting off the back of it by now.
Well, I think I saw a post where it was actually getting got the rear end redone or something.
Yeah, so Muratas and Cadorbas, the back panel from basically the quarter panels to around the taillights. I don't know what it's made out of, but cardboard paper mache is a really good guess. And I haven't seen one yet that isn't falling apart or not gone. My car had them. The Murata I had, God, 10, 12 years ago at this point. It had it. They were perfectly intact when I bought the car, and they were halfway gone when the car finally bit the bullet. So I would assume like VPN fiberglass is probably the best shot. It's a one-piece deal. You can just cut the things out for the lights, the license plate. Then there's a company that makes the three-piece setup, but everybody I know who's done them says you got to do 20 tons of body work to make them fit right. So
Aluminum and pop rivets.
Yeah.
Done.
either or, I mean,
Bondo this thick. If you get the kind with fiberglass in it, it's like hand laying fiberglass.
Oh,
Just cut the back of it off and
wow.
adapt a Lear shell onto it or something.
Wow.
Wow.
Neil Sabo. What the fuck?
Wow! Oh,
Shit.
The blind man is. You totally could do it, like, and I
Dude.
have faith. I have faith in you. This is great.
Wow.
Neil in rare form tonight.
We had to bring him out somewhere and have him judge the paint contest.
That'd be perfect. Perfect.
I'll just aim at noisy things. Yeah, you just hope somebody isn't in the stands. There's nothing I hated more on the camera than some kid running around raising 7 shades of hell. There was one kid, I'm not even joking, there was one kid I was throwing ice water at in St. Louis one year because of that.
That's awesome.
I was out today, and I was walking into a Target, and there was a father with 2 kids behind him, and I know the kid's 10 years old because the dad said he was 10, but the kid was just acting just like all hyper, like he's all just jacked up on sugar. I mean, just being like a 10-year-old boy.
I'm all jacked up by Mountain Dew.
And and the dad's like, you need to act like a 10-year-old, act more like a 10-year-old. I was like, what the? Like, that's how they're supposed to act. I mean, that's how they all acted. It's just like how is?
So you got your legs
like,
knocked out
back here.
underneath you.
Yes, Father, I shall become back. No! Come on, man.
Please, Father, may we have another? Things that you
so
never hear.
So, man, please take
Tonight,
this Hot Wheels
Wickman, next time you need to buy one of these.
Where's your brother? Well, he's in the ball pit over there. There is no ball pit here. No, the big cage with all the balls in it. That may or may not have happened to me too. So
Right.
I'm not
Okay,
sure how
so-
my 2 older sons got him in there, but I knew it was a bitch getting him out of there.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
what Wickman is this tonight. It's been the punching bag.
Punching bag. So what else is new?
I know, I love it. So you should just get one of these and put it on the couch and then have the camera aimed at it and then just talk next to it. It'd be awesome.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Look at him.
Change the Everlast tack for Wickham.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Every time Chad gets that tone in his voice.
Lycan says he's good at feeling Bondo under paint by feel.
Well, if you can feel it under paint, it's
Mhm.
more than likely, bad deal.
There
Yep.
you go.
Get the hammer, get the chisel.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get somebody really involved in paint, talk to Jay about that. He loves half-ass paint jobs.
Oh, it's his favorite thing. I mean,
I saw
because he loves
Nissan
fixing
Rogue.
other people's problems. That's what he likes.
I was sitting behind a Nissan Rogue the other day at a light, and it looked like they stuccoed it, then painted it pink.
That's awesome.
No, that's just bed liner. That's all.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, it looks like the textured ceiling,
Ugh.
I don't know.
and it's
I
like
always love-
when they painted it, it's like I want to say
And I-
they used a roller because the way they got it on the bumper, it looks like roller strokes.
I don't know
See-
how many of you know how much Line-X or Rhino Liner weighs,
Mhm.
but
Oh, yeah.
it's all of it and then some.
Yes.
Yep. Great for a truck that's actually getting used, but
Well, the thing too that's always makes me laugh is every time you see a truck going down the road or at a show or whatever, and it's Rhino lined, I think, God, you're an idiot. Because the thing is that when you have it done, like if the thing gets dirty, like everybody goes, oh, it's a mud rig or whatever. Dude, it's textured. Like
That is the
mud sticks
worst
to it
thing.
and it stains
Yeah.
it. It's like so impossible to get it
Yeah.
right and clean.
no, I'll
Take
tell you,
that
no, it's
into-
just spread your mitt or the sponge or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that into Texas and Oklahoma, trying to get that red freaking mud off that
Oh
damn thing.
God, yeah.
I'm just picturing the Colorado red like you're blasting up the mountain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
100%.
clay. Ugh.
That ain't coming off.
No gracias.
Yeah, there's going up through Dalhart and Dumas, going the back way up to Colorado. That whole area was just,
Yup.
especially when it rains. Like you go through there right after a good rain, and people track that
Yeah.
shit out on the road. Oh,
It's always
Up there
I
through-
love it up there. You know, take my gray Monte Carlo and wonder what it looked like painted primer red.
exactly.
I tried to get Cotton to come on the show. He says, I ain't getting on. I'm smoked, foo. He's all wore out. He thinks he has to be like, on
Dude.
for us. Have you watched this show?
Are you kidding me?
He's got to be
Who
prim
said-
and proper.
Who
God.
said that? Oh
Cotton. Yeah.
no.
Okay, so this is great. Dante says, the stupidest thing I've seen recently is someone wanting to Line-X their garage floors.
What
Yeah.
the?
Now here's what's funny. So Line-X and all of those products, like where they originally started before the other brands like came out and stuff, was that product was for industrial use, and they used it to spray the insides of metal tanks and containers, and so it was to seal them, right? To do a coating.
It's a
on the
two-part urethane.
Yeah, and they spray out of a heated gun and all this stuff. It's expensive for the equipment. And that's where that came from, So Crosby and I have a friend, Marcel Venable, who was like involved at the very beginning of that whole movement with Line-X, taking it from being an industrial product into being used as a spray and bed liner deal. So yeah,
And he may or may not have sprayed a couple of beds in his day.
You may, yeah, exactly, exactly. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it's so that I mean, it would make a very sealed floor, but I sure wouldn't want to walk around on it when it was wet or anything like that, or sweep it, or ugh.
Well, imagine trying to jack a car up on urethane.
That's what I'm thinking. Like basic, just crawl around stuff, under the car. You're gonna, your back end's gonna look like you paid the utmost price, like a couple, rowdy hookers by the time you're done.
Need to kneel down to do something, or
Had to go there, didn't you, McTaggart?
Yeah,
I had to think of something, dude. Sorry, my creativity sometimes gets the best of me.
then spill some oil or coolant on that, and then try to clean it up. Yeah.
No, honey, I was just working under the car. I swear.
yeah.
I swear.
No, I'm out.
Swear.
Nope.
So okay, so we're at an hour and a half in. Let's do a quickie on what our plans or goals or something are for 2024, or at least let's say the first quarter of 2024, and then call it a night, boys. Start with you, McTaggart. I already know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, we all know what we're doing. I'm giving my car a sex change. It's going to get a stick.
There you go. Nice.
So the goal's that, and then definitely planning out events to cover. There's a few things that are coming up. I think the closest thing I'm looking forward to right now is, oddly enough, the Great Race is showing up about 2 hours north of me. So I may go up there because I'm not good with cars pre-1950. That's something where I can go in and actually learn something. So I may check that out.
There is a great variety. I saw it a couple years ago when it came through Texas. They came through last year in Colorado, and I wasn't able to make either one of the stops.
Yeah, no, they sent last year. Jeff and my buddy Hunter went out and covered it, and Hemmings had sent out a '69 Chevelle convertible. It didn't make the whole trip. It had, I think, it had transmission issues halfway through, but it's one of those things where it's like there's some cars I'll recognize, but it's still primarily pre-50 stuff, and once it's before 1950, unless it's something obvious like a 32 Ford, I lose it. I don't know what I'm looking at. So,
yeah, there were two girls that drove they were like the granddaughters of one of the original guys, and they drove a 32 Roadster convertible and won last year or the year before
Oh,
last.
that's cool.
So, yep. So that's where I'm at.
Cool.
Before we go to Wickman on what you're doing, Mike Cotton says, so when are you going to build a 80 to 90 retro mini truck? Well, Mikey, since I did buy an 86 Ram 50 last year, that I am going to build it ultimately as the mini truck I wished I could have built when I was a mini trucker. So like 1990 bag style. It'll be on 17s. It's not going to be like on 20s or any of that. I want it to be totally, again, like I want it to be laid on its nuts with the things I know about air ride now, but I want it to look, OG. So that'll be cool. So you'll have to come paint like cool graphics on it.
Like awesome. The Dodge Miranda.
Yeah, no, like his Blazer, dude. It has dry brush and
Miranda, all really.
It's so good. Yeah. So Crosby, what are you building, or what are you doing this year? Anything exciting?
Couple of things. Pretty much got the okay to go forward on the Cord, so I'm going to order wheels for it next week.
Nice.
Forge Lines, of course. So our RS6, I think is what, RC6, the knockoff wheels are going on it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
McLean's wheels, or no, Dayton's are knockoff wheels, yeah, Dayton's.
Well, those are too. Going to hopefully start working on the chassis for the Toyota, which is going to be air and hydraulics with a Lexus independent rear end in it. So that's coming. And I'm going to build a door for Brett Vogel's new house.
That's cool. What kind of, like a front door, back door, what?
Front door. It's stay tuned. It's going to be interesting.
Nice. That's cool.
It's going to be very interesting.
If
you ever seen the movie 13 Ghosts, it's going to kind of go along with that program.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but yes. Which wheels did you say are going on the Cord?
Forge Line, the 6-spoke knockoffs. They're I think it's RC6.
I'm looking.
RS6.
And drooling.
They are RS6, 3-piece.
They have so many cool things.
They're the ones that were actually on the car that, what's his name, that did the rendering, actually drew it with.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, dude, they have so many good things. It makes me drool over all of them. Do they make a bad-looking wheel? I don't think so.
There's a couple that aren't my favorites, but I would take them all the same.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yes, the RS6, I know the wheel. This is great. These are so damn sexy. I wonder...
We're going to do the centers of them.
I'm going to show them on
kind
the
of
screen.
An ox blood red, and then polished nickel on the outside, and then polished nickel knockoff.
Hold on, I will show everybody what the wheel is that...
While you're looking, Cotton's still on, I've got a tough wheel can that I'll hook you up with decently if you'll get in touch with Chad if you want it. The adapter.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. There you go.
Oh,
see,
so this
Cotton says he's in for some graphics. Oh, Cotton also says to Crosby, you can always do hydro shocks as your suspension system, which I understand why he's saying that. But Crosby's hydraulics and air is a really cool, super simple, and yet people will think it's really complicated thing that's badass, and I haven't seen anybody do it, so it'll be super fun for sure.
I actually did something similar back in the late 80s, and it worked really, really good. I'm going to send her a rendering of the cord.
Wait, what did you just say, McTaggart, for Cotton?
Oh,
Because he's going, wait, what?
so I have, if you look back, the tough wheel I had restored for my Charger, that came out of my Murata, and the adapter can that tough wheels need, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they restored it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It won't fit my car. So, Cotton, if you want it, link up through chat and we'll hook up a deal for you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Did
So
you
it's
get the
the like
picture?
padded steering wheel. It's the, you know.
Yeah, you aren't getting a steering wheel, but I've got a perfectly restored adapter for you.
Yeah.
Did you get that picture I sent you, Chad?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, I did. Oh,
So
yes,
people
I forgot.
actually understand what we're
So
talking
people
about.
can see what the cord is. So, hold on. Let me share this. Okay, so what color? Well, so tell everybody what color the car is, and then explain the wheels again.
What color it is? It's
Yeah.
basically that that sand color off of like a Tahoe or a S10
Yeah.
pickup.
Yep.
The top
And it
is going
has
to
the
be black.
oxblood red interior that's going in it.
It has an LSA with all C5 Corvette stuff underneath it.
Yeah,
And
a
it is an
one-off custom chassis that is all
bodied 36
it's a
cord.
yeah,
Holy
it's
crap.
a real cord. It was not in great shape. It was a parts car that literally nobody thought you would build into a real car.
Yeah.
And Crosby did. It is still a unibody, but with all C5 Corvette
Running
stuff
gear.
under it. That's badass. Like
It's got
it's cool.
15-inch bearers that are going on it, so it's going to have an 18 by 8 in the front and an 18 by I think 9.5 in the rear.
And
I want to go. It has a '62 Impala convertible roof.
Yes,
Heavily
power
modified.
top. Yes,
Yeah.
power top for it, and a super bitchin' shifter that's
It is
on
reminiscent of the original.
of
shifter.
the original. Yes. Ron Ward is asking, did the cords utilize flip-up headlights?
Yes, it still has the flip-up headlights.
Yes, it still has flip-up headlights. They were front-wheel drive also.
Originally.
Yes. So
and
originally they were a front-wheel drive, but now it has a torque tube and a rear transaxle and everything out of a C5.
So first car to have front-wheel drive, first car to have flip-up headlights, first car to have a gas cap door, which ironically the dumbass that originally started working on it welded closed.
And welded, we use that term
we
loosely
use that
as well.
term loosely.
Well, I shouldn't say that. The welding of it was very good, but the piece of metal he used wasn't great, and it looked like he welded it with a stick welder.
Well, it looks like they lit a cat on fire to get the heat.
It was horrible. Oh my god.
Hold on.
This thing, you guys have I mean, like, when I say this thing was a pile, I know a pile, and this thing was horrible. Like,
Here's a picture of the deck lid, Chad.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
This is how they welded up the.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And that was one of the better parts of the car.
Oh yeah.
When I cut
the fenders were unreal. The front fenders.
What was funny is when I cut all this shit out of the inside of it, the floor and everything, the doors fit again. They wouldn't hardly close when I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing was.
And the car is big. Like it's not, well, it's narrower than it looks, but it's long. Like it's weird because all of the, like, the scale of things and the like it's just an odd car. Like, it's so strange how some of it is, but it's big. The doors are big, like long. Like, the thing is really long feeling when you're next
It's
to
a
it, you know?
125-inch wheelbase.
Yeah, which is the same, by the way, as a funny car. Like, literally,
Yep.
that's what the funny car wheelbase is 125.
Are they suicide doors?
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's factory on those. Yeah. Um, it it's it's a cool car. I mean, it is. It really is a neat car. Um, it
It is now.
yeah. I mean, it was, oh my god, beforehand, but it's, well,
I'm
and you've
trying
been
to.
working on this thing for what, 10 years?
No, a little over
I mean, not
5,
nonstop,
but
but you know.
it spent 2 years in paint jail. So, well,
Right.
over 2 years.
Yeah, and I mean, and you didn't work on it every day for the before or since. I mean, it's
Right.
taken pauses throughout the, time. So yeah.
That's what it looked like when I got it.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
and
wow.
it looks
It
pretty
looks good
good in this
there.
picture compared to the reality. So all the parts that are on it are good, but like the parts that are in it, those are front fenders and stuff. All the parts that bolted onto this were junk. Like junk. Not, oh, they were in crappy condition. They were junk. Like, one fender had one part that was okay, and the other fender had the other part that was okay. So Crosby had to make templates from the good parts off of one and the other to copy to the other side because there wasn't a good whole thing. It was shit.
Oh, and I have to add that the rear suspension is actually narrowed up 6 inches on
It
either
is, yeah.
side.
Yeah, to fit the C5 stuff under it. Yes. Jet black wall art or yard art, to go back to the earth. That was legitimately where it was. The
Yeah.
the guy that owns it bought it because it was cheap, and he had bought another running and driving Court,
Well,
and the
he
parts.
had he had 5 of them, I believe, at one time.
Yeah, and
Don't
this one
don't
came
quote me
as
on that.
part of a purchase of a one that got restored. And it was literally
This is
like,
the
oh, do you
same
think you could build a car out of this?
same guy that owns the Nomax owns this.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And he asked me which one I wanted to start on first, and I go, well, the Nomax is painted, so let's start on that. And he goes, really, you want to start on that? Oh, yeah.
It was a much easier car to build than this. Yeah. But
Anything would have been easier to build than this.
oh yeah. But let's see. What was it? Oh yeah. So Scott says the transaxle was under the front apron, and the shifter worked electronically. That is correct on that. That's
Yep.
what the big nose part. That's where the right here was where the transaxle and everything was in this thing, to drive the front wheels, because the engine was the right direction. It was longitudinally mounted, not transversely mounted like most front wheel drives. So in that, it was sort of, well, I mean, it was way ahead, but it was like the Tornados and Eldorados and stuff that had a normal V8 in them and but this
So is
thing
the
had a
front axle
transaxle
line
that
out
was
in
way
front of the
different.
radiator?
Do what?
Is the front
No,
axle line out?
No, the
it was
axle is
independent.
like in
It was.
line with the radiator, basically.
Okay.
Like the
It
axle
was.
center
Yeah.
line, within a couple inches. So, and if
This
you
is all.
don't know what a Cord looked like, what year is it? A 36?
36, 812.
It's an 812.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know which one it was. So just so you can have a sense of what this thing would have looked like
Renault's had like
originally.
6 of them, I think. Coupes, or sedans, and roadsters.
So it would have looked like this originally.
Yep.
So, I mean, a good looking car, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
You'll notice that, like, the fenders, the height of the fenders to the hood is not changed in the, in the new version. The whole thing is just buried on the ground.
Well,
The dimensions of the
there
body
is
are all there.
the height is the same, but I actually moved the front fenders forward
A couple
3.5 inches,
Okay.
so I'd be able to get the tires in behind the headlight pods.
Right.
Because I had to rebuild the radiuses on the wheel wells anyway, so I was
Right.
like, okie doke. I sent you a picture of the front suspension.
Oh, yes. Yeah. God, I haven't seen this thing in forever. I forgot all about that.
Well, it's been a while since I've actually seen it without bodywork over the top of it.
Well, that's true, too. Yeah, so this is the front suspension in the car. And you can see the bell housing and the torque tube and all that stuff, too. So, because remember, it is a unibody car. So, this is all, fabricated, frame rails, so to speak, factory stuff, and additional fabricated stuff all incorporated into this one thing,
Because basically the rockers are a 2x6 rail that kind of hourglass shaped.
Yes.
Or actually the reverse from an hourglass.
Yep. And it's pretty cool. I mean, the thing is neat. So, and it worked good.
I can't wait to drive it.
Yeah, it'll be pretty neat. So what's
I can't wait to get the big old long.
That sucker will be done? This summer or something? Or?
Hopefully, I'll be looking for a spot to park it at SEMA.
Whoa.
That'd be cool.
I don't think I'll have a problem.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yep.
Put some bedazzled mud flaps on it. Yeah. No
yeah,
problem.
Kiss my ass or Wickham.
Okay, so Wickham,
that's not even funny.
What are you working on? We got 9 minutes and we're
Speaking
of
bedazzled mud flaps.
Yeah. That was his club nickname was Bedazzled Mud Flap.
Holy shit.
Yep. That was on the back of his pajamas.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what it said on his side of the truck back window. Actually, no, Amanda was the driver. He rode bitch, so he was on that side.
Wow. No, Amanda drove her own truck tonight, so that should tell you something.
Yes.
The OBS is at Rick's Tanks in El Paso.
I know.
Yeah, Hector came by.
Oh, you mean the parts truck?
The parts truck, yes. The parts truck is the parts have been pulled out of the bed and inside and where they're all stuffed at, and the work is commenced on it.
Yes, Hector came and loaded it up at my place, and off it went down the road.
I sent Chad a cartoonish type rendering of it.
Yes.
Done with crayons and colored pencils, or what?
Yeah, something like that.
No, it's kind of nicely done. I don't know who did it.
I forgot his name. To tell you the truth, I'm sorry. I've done some stuff with him in the past, so.
Ta-da.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Those are the Boyd wheels I have. I found a set of 17-inch Boyd wheels that were used as rollers that a guy sold for ridiculously cheap scoop those up. Plan is to rehoop 2 of them, get them wider, then send them off to Lyle Barnett for some beadlocks, just because I can. I mean, I've never seen beadlocks on a Boyd wheel, so
I like it.
Okay.
exactly. Why not?
I'm sure it's going to need them.
Well, yeah, it's
Well,
going to make
and
350
actually,
horsepower.
I bought some heads last week for the LS that gathering parts for that is going to go off to the machine shop. Just a mild 400 horse build, nothing extravagant. May throw nitrous on it one day, but I mean that's way on down the road. So, but the truck will be bagged. But the outside is going to look just like that. I mean, just everything.
Just put a nitrous bottle in the bed, and everybody will think it has it on anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you? Duh.
But
Sure,
yeah,
one of us has got a nitrous bottle laying around somewhere.
Right.
yeah, that's the only thing is I need to find another truck because
He'll want a carbon one though, because he'll want it light.
Yes, exactly.
oh yeah, that truck's going to basically. I mean, the rear end's a section of the bed floor is already cut out for the rear end to come up, so that'll get covered up. But I do have the hard bed cover for it, so I mean the truck's gonna. I'd say not be useless, but I meant I need another long bed truck to actually use to haul stuff. So
Just build the bed floor in it, or just move the bed floor up.
no, because it's actually got a spray and bed liner, so that's halfway decent. So there's that whole ordeal of cutting and all that crap.
So I'm sure you can find another parts truck out there with a bed on it.
I sent Chad a
The
link.
bed's
on
the nicest part on that truck. Like, it genuinely is. It's like painted nice.
And he's got to cut a hole through the center of it.
It's already been done.
Yeah.
The last place it was at did that.
Yeah.
I did send Chad a link on a regular cab long bed that I'd love to get my hands on, but I think it needs a drivetrain. I forgot what it was.
Well, just move the tubs up and build a cover over the top on the center. You can still use it as a truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my wife, she almost bought me a truck this past weekend. It was like that close.
I still don't understand how it is that she's with you. She really is blind, right?
It was a 68 GMC regular cab long bed, 2-wheel drive. And
the long bed mafia in the house.
Exactly. But she said it needed a little too much work, body wise.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, she was like super close to doing it. So I was like, but she made the call.
You need to pick one project and finish it, Wickman.
Well, that's it. The truck is at the shop. That is the main focus. But I'm playing around with the wagon itself. I've got my gold mesh Pontiac wheels that are going on it.
Crosby, I like the fact that you're telling a dude who plays with Hot Wheels that he can only do one project.
Fair point.
None of us actually ever do just one project at a time,
No.
but at least we try to bring one of them to fruition.
Right.
Well, that's like Haley just threw in the chat. That's pretty much it. Well, I've managed to boil it down to 2, and I'm only working on 1. Stocking parts for the Mustang whenever I finally get around to getting back on that one. You know, sooner or later, that car's got to come out of hibernation and get done too. But right now,
Well, we're gonna
focus.
We're gonna run the 32 this weekend, and basically all I got to do is put the toolbox back on the back of it, check pressures and make sure all the fluids are up, and haul ass down to uh, Lake Elsinore this weekend with it.
Nice.
Yeah, that car's pretty much turnkey nowadays.
That's pretty good. Nothing wrong with that.
Thank God for small favors.
Yeah,
Guess if
exactly.
you work on something nonstop for 3 years, that's the way it turns out.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I have a pair of wheels off at the Media Blaster, getting the powder coated taken off,
Crap.
and uh, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about what color powder coat to put on the mesh part, but have the polished lips on it. So
What color is that car?
gold.
Goldish. Gold question mark.
Do
Yeah.
that stone bronze in the center, and then just polish the outers, or paint it
I
black
sent
on
Chad
the
a
outer.
picture.
Because with the gold and
is
that
it
dark
jacked
bronze.
up, by the way, I didn't remember why this was.
Do what?
jacked up. Why is it jacked up in the picture, by the way?
Because I was just seeing if the wheel would bolt, or with
Oh.
how off the bolt pattern is.
I was going to say, it looked like you're getting ready to go
It's
crawling
not.
in that picture.
It's the same. One of them's 120 millimeters, and the other one's 120.8 millimeters, or whatever.
Well, the Volvo itself is 108.
Oh.
So yeah,
Really?
if I want to go out and get a new set of Ford Escape wheels, they'll bolt right on.
No,
Right.
just send them out and have them inserted.
That's true.
It's like $50 a wheel to have them inserted.
Yeah, or put adapters.
They just
on.
roll
What
them
are you
out,
doing?
put a
What are you
steel
gonna do
insert
to
in
make
them.
it work? What are you gonna do to make it work if they're not right?
Just use an adapter.
Oh, okay,
No.
gotcha.
You're going to spend more on adapters, and then they're not going to fit at all. Send them and have them steel inserted. Look it up online. There's lots of places that do it. All they do is drill the hole offset because they drill a larger hole, and then push in an insert. Done. And you use a regular tapered lug nut.
Okay.
Just do it right.
You want to do them for me when I come in?
I don't do that shit.
Oh, gee, nah, just making excuses. You got a fancy Bridgeport there at the corner of the shop?
Yeah, and I don't do wheels.
So,
And you don't do paint, you don't do interior.
Nope. I'm smart. I stick to things that I can do.
Rory says, Chad, are you wearing sandals to the Hammers or what? You know it. I'm not going to Hammers actually this year, unfortunately. I wish. I'm in Texas now, and so I am not making it out to Hammers. King of the Hammers is awesome, and Rory's laughing at me because I crawl around like a mountain goat all over the place there wearing flip-flops, which is so funny. But it is a great time there.
Mountain climbing flip-flops.
That is a bucket list. It's to rent an RV out of Phoenix and drive down for the week.
Oh,
I mean, just
yeah. It is staying at Hammers and going are two different things, and I'm not sure about the staying there. It would be okay, but God, it's just dirty and nasty the whole time. But it is.
Oh yeah.
It is such a cool race to see. Like, it is really a neat place, for sure.
Because I just get too bummed if I just went out there for the day.
Oh yeah, no, you want to go out for a couple of days, but yeah. But I mean, it's not far from town either. I mean, I used to drive back and forth every day when I was, yeah, I mean, it's an hour from Rancho. It's not that far, an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. I mean, it was no big deal. Yeah. So you can just stay right there in what the hell is up there on the top of the hill, the high desert. Crosby, help me. Top of Cohen Pass.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
I know. Shit.
You talking about Calico?
No. No. The bigger city that's right there at the top of the damn hill.
Barstow?
No. Before Barstow.
Hesperia, Victorville.
Victorville. There you go. Yes.
Victorville.
Yeah, Victorville. God. Yeah, you can just stay up there, and you're not.
Do you want to stay in Victorville?
Do what?
Do you want to stay in Victorville?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I would.
Oh.
So Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't own the rental car. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Be like the Suburban in Bakersfield all over again.
Nah. And we got that back. It was fine.
I'm having flashbacks to Calico and Yermo. Thank you guys very much.
That's awesome.
Oh, did you heard about the Hiltons? Their dually got stolen at Bakersfield.
No. Who?
And no Paris Hilton had a.
No, not Paris. Bobby.
Of course, the truck will have hit.
He runs that front engine nostalgic dragster.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, they had that dually stolen twice in Bakersfield.
They should get a new one
Like
or
over
change
like
where they
3
stay.
or 4 different years.
Yeah, they need to change where they stay. Because that ain't good.
Or put a freaking cutoff switch on the thing so it won't start.
There you go.
Just
Yeah, that's what
Just interrupt the starter. Don't interrupt everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
They might screw the column up, but they aren't going to get the truck,
Yep.
as Chad well knows.
Uh-huh. All right, gang. Well, everybody that joined us tonight, we appreciate you guys. Remember, send us a message on who you'd like to see on the show this year, whether they're actually famous or they're just somebody cool, you know. And we'll see what we can do to make that happen. Yeah, we're going to be setting the schedule to be doing the show every 2 weeks. I'm working on the calendar right now. I was working on that today to see where the 2-week schedule fits with other events that we have going on. Because Thursday is often an event day or at least a travel day for me. And so I'm going to work it and see how close we can stay to our 2-week schedule, being as I'll be on the road a bunch this year. Just had conversations today about LS Fest West in Las Vegas and LS Fest Texas here in Fort Worth as well. So lots of cool stuff coming. In fact, if you are going to either of those events, you're going to want to pay attention and stay tuned as well, because we'll be doing some special edition podcasts, myself and some of the guys from Holly, to give you a LS Fest survival guide, so to speak, for some of the things that people find challenging when they come to an LS Fest event, because they're big and they're crazy and they're sometimes intimidating. So we're gonna help you out to make our lives easier and yours, so you make sure you have the most fun possible. So stay tuned. We're gonna put some of those together. LS Fest West. I'm not supposed to tell you because they haven't announced the dates or the registration info, but it is April. Again, I'm not supposed to be telling you that it's April 26th, 7th.
We won't
8th.
tell anybody.
Yeah, April 26th, 7th, and 8th I'm not supposed to tell you that's LS Fest West in Las Vegas. I'm also not supposed to tell you that registration will open on the 18th of this month. I didn't say that.
We didn't hear you.
Right. So, pay attention. Supposed to be the 18th, so you're going to want to watch for that, because remember, it sells out quick like, especially you Grand Champion folks. So, yeah. Like
and
LS Fest
muffle
West
cars
happens
on
on your birthday. Maybe you should go to that. Yes, that'd be awesome.
And muffle cars at the strip is in what, March?
I think it's March. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So lots of good events coming. So, but appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, McTaggart and Crosby and Wickham. I have got content to write. I have Otis Dog that is says it's time to not be doing this anymore. What are you doing, Bubba?
First time he's really
Dad,
come up
you've been
with that.
ignoring me.
I know. Apparently. Oh,
I don't know where mine
wait.
is.
I think there's rain coming because he's shaking. So I think that must be what's happening. But yeah. So so Otis and I will see you, Wickman, and Angus will see you, and stop it.
This is the content you all came to see.
We'll be back. In
Yeah,
2
my
weeks.
my cat's waiting for you to show up, Wickman.
Yeah, he's hungry.
She's been sharpening her claws.
Yeah, exactly. God, that's awesome. All right. Thanks again, folks. Really appreciate all of you guys. We will see you next time on the next edition of PowerShift. Otis says it is time to go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, y'all.
See ya.